All right, we are here with Spring, the owner and operator of the Woodlands Clothing here on Water Street in Ketchikan. And say hello to everybody.
Everybody, what's up? I'm Spring, the owner and artist at Woodlands Clothing here in Ketchikan, Alaska.
Okay, so the artwork on your shirts is such a distinctive part of your brand. Can you share the inspiration behind your designs and tell us one of your personal favorites?
Yes, so I draw all the artwork for all of our apparel in the store, and every drawing has a meaning for a relevance or something that's happening in my life at the time. So whatever chapter I'm in, it pours into my artwork and it comes across. So for example, I drew Toughen Up Buttercup when I needed to be tough. I needed to be strong, and Toughen Up Buttercup just poured out of me. It's one of those sayings where as a kid, you were always told, we all have that memory, right? Like, suck it up, Buttercup. But I put a spin on it for Toughen Up Buttercup because that's our extra toughs are our sneakers here in the rainforest. So I always find a way to bring it back home. For example, I drew Buck Around and Find Out when I was being challenged. You know what I mean?
Challenged and
challenged.
Oh,
I was going through a challenging time, and it just, whatever chapter I'm in, it comes across in my work. So that's where the inspiration falls.
absolutely. Awesome. So in addition to your apparel, Woodlands Clothing features a variety of Alaska-made products. Why was that important for you to showcase local makers and some of the unique items visitors can find in your store?
So there's something special about Southeast Alaska. When something happens to another community or in our community, it's like it's happened to all of us. So if there's an emergency in Wrangell, we all show up and we help. And whether that's raising money for a landslide, whether it's, helping a family out who's been put out by a fire, if anything happens in our Southeast communities, we all show up for each other. And that's something that's just been ingrained in me since I was very, very small. Like, we show up and we help each other. And when there's an opportunity to do that, you just do it. You don't think about it. The answer is yes. So it's important to support other people who are trying to make it in the art field. We have some fantastic makers all across the state, so they should be lifted up.
Awesome. And for visitors coming to Ketchikan for the first time, what do you hope they take away from their experience here at Woodlands Clothing, whether it's a shirt, an Alaska-made gift, or simply the story behind your business?
Yes. So of course, I'd love everyone to know our story. I would absolutely love for them to see that, like, you can do this. Yeah, you're going to have every obstacle stacked against you, like we did, like opening, and then COVID happened. And we made it through. It was 2.5 years without customers. I want to show people that you can do it. These things can happen. If I can do it, I had 2 little kids, I had staff I already hired, I had investments, I renovated a space, I made it through, and here we are. And, I think being vulnerable, really put us in a position for people to notice us in a very hard time, and just being honest and being authentic with what we were going through. And I think that knowing our story absolutely matters. But what I care about more is that when they come to Woodlands, they feel like they came home. That feeling of home, like it's something that's almost indescribable. It's like you're who you are. Like, there's no barriers. You're safe to be whoever you are. And I want people to come to Woodlands and feel like they came home, and I get to share my home in that way too.
Absolutely. And then last but not least, what inspired you to start Woodlands Clothing, and what was the journey like turning that vision into a business in Ketchikan?
Oh my gosh. So I'm a graphic designer by trade, and I got to this point where I was running my creative agency for about 5 years, and I wanted to design for me. I wanted to design with no deadlines, no clients, with specifications. I wanted to design for where my heart was and what felt like me. And I drew this whole collection. I drew 10 collections to launch Woodlands. And the name just came to me one day. I was just driving into Ketchikan from the north end, and it just came to me. And I did a little pop-up booth, a 10 by 10 pop-up booth. And we ended up doing so great at our pop-up booth. People thought we already had a store. They said, but where's your store? And I heard that probably 24 times over a 2.5-day event. And so I was like, maybe there's something really to this. Maybe the locals really do need a true local experience. And if anyone can frame that, I can, being born and raised from Ketchikan. So.
Well, thanks again, Spring. We're going to take a look around. And anything last thoughts that you'd like to tell everybody out there?
Yeah, so support local businesses, right? So look for the businesses that are open year round, support them. They're creating jobs all year long. Spend cash if you're visiting through Ketchikan. I know that's a little bit taboo, but look for cash, save, spend your cash dollars, not your card dollars, so you can save fees and so can merchants. Support women-owned businesses and locals like us trying to make it year round in a seasonal community.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Yeah, come find us. Bye, guys.
Where can they find you?
Yeah, so you can find us located at 712 Water Street, and we are actually right across the street from one of the cruise ship ports across from Berth 3. I understand that when you dock, you don't necessarily know which port you're at, but we're just directly across the street, so look at the mountainside.
Awesome. Well, guys, there you have it. That's Spring in the Woodlands. They are top of our list in Ketchikan for must-dos. And they are in our port guide that you'll receive and when you book your Alaska cruise through Bunch of Travel. And we just love everything about Spring and her story. And stay tuned because they have some exciting things coming down Creek Street. We're gonna keep that a little secret right now.
It's huge.
It's very huge. It's amazing for them, and we can't love them enough and support them enough for everything. So come on down to the Woodlands Clothing here on Water Street across from Berth 3.
Just on the other side of the tunnel, so use that as your landmark.
On your next Alaska cruise. Thank you, everybody.